Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Road to TCG Worlds 2016. Still using Entei Charizard, and for those of you who missed it on Monday, you can take a look at the new layout. I really like it. I think it gives it a much more nicer look. And I don't even know if you guys even look at me while I'm playing, but I think it takes the videos to a whole new level in my opinion. Now, let's see here. I didn't notice what my opponent was using in the previous screen, but it's not like that's going to change our strategy too much. And we got a pretty decent hand. We can go for Shaman. He's actually using a Gengar deck, so we have to be really careful about that. Now, here I'm going to get rid of the Lysander and the Ultra Ball. Oh, so this is my friend. So he's a guy from Mexico. We played each other in just this last Saturday at a city championship here in Mexico. So he was not using this deck though. He was using what was it? He was using Lucario. No, never mind. He was using Zoroark, Yveltal, and Octillery. So this is a rematch from the weekend. We're both using different decks because I did go with Manectric Crobat once again. And here I'm gonna Shaman for 5 cards. So it'll be interesting to see what he tries to do with that Ghastly. Now I do have the Blacksmith right now, which I will use on Entei. Gonna get another one out because I did get my Shaman here. I'm gonna bench it. I'm gonna use the Blacksmith. I don't think I'll be using any other supporter right now, and I do get its maximum potential with my 2 fire energies in the discard pile already. And I'm gonna go for another Shaman, draw 5 more cards, and as you can see, this deck really goes quickly. Now we haven't drawn any tool cards though, but I'm still gonna attach the TCE and I'm gonna pass the turn. In the last video I've been pretty cautious with attaching my DCEs because I'm afraid of things like Enhanced Hammer or Xerosic, but I feel like being so cautious has led me to lose out on a couple of turns, and I don't know, being too cautious has definitely hurt me though. Now he does manage to sleep us, but we do flip heads, so I would love to draw a Muscle Band here so that I don't have to use the second attack to KO the Ghastly. I do get the Muscle Band pretty fortunately, although I do run 4 of course. So I'm gonna attach it. I'm gonna attach another DCE to a benched Entei, but here I'm considering if I should use, should I KO Remoraid? Not really, because if he top decks an Octillery he won't be drawing too many cards, and I really don't want to deal with the Ghastly trying to sleep us once again. So our deck slows down a bit. I definitely could have drawn, I guess, a couple of cards with Giovanni's, but I don't think it was worth it. Now he has to promote Remoraid. He didn't play a supporter last turn, I don't think. Oh, he did play a Shona, and he's going for a Judge. Okay, it's perfectly fine by me. We're in a very okay position. He's not threatening us at all. And what does Remoraid do? Wow. So he discards the Stadium, does 10 damage, and that's the game. So pretty quick game here. Pretty quick game. Obviously this one probably won't count for the 2 games of the video, so let's get moving to the next battle. Now, hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Road to TCG Worlds 2015. Now, for those of you who haven't watched Monday's video, perhaps you can look right down here. It's a new layout which I really like. I think it gives a nice extra to the videos, And I don't know if you guys even pay attention to me or to my face or my reactions when we're playing, but I don't know. It took me a decent amount of time to work and get it done, and with the nice colors and everything. So I hope you guys like it. I think it's a lot better than what I had before, for sure. I mean, it was only Tablemon with a transparent background and the Pokémon logo, but it wasn't really neat or anything. It didn't really show anything. And wow, we seem to be against a mirror match. So assault vests are going to be pretty important, but so will... I don't know who went first. Did I go first? No, I think my opponent went first. I believe my opponent did go first. So I'm gonna draw an extra card from his mulligan. And no, wow, it's camera up, so never mind. Assault Vest might still be important, especially because camera up does have 80 HP. So with Assault Vest, wow, he does have Assault Vests of his own, so this will be a very difficult matchup, not gonna lie. Touching our DCEs is going to be pretty scary. Now, our hand isn't stellar. I really need to top deck something nice out of that Acrobike or the card I'm going to draw in order for us to be able to get something going, really. Ideally, we would see an Ultra Ball here. That would be like best case scenario. Or potentially a Battle Compressor, just like my opponent is playing. But I think it's going to be very difficult. Now, he does have the turn 1 Blacksmith, so if he has another one, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. We really are going to be in a lot of trouble. He might even win on turn 2, because our hand is definitely far from stellar here. He does get the Shaman, and we definitely can't KO camera up, so never mind. Going first would have been so much better for us. And okay, that stadium helps us for sure. That means we're going to draw an extra 2 cards, and we get to put at least 1 fire energy in the discard pile. We get to attach an Assault Vest and prevent 30 damage next turn, which could mean... I mean, he could have DCEs, but we would at least force another Blacksmith. There's 2 in the discard pile. He obviously runs at least 3 and 4 Verse Seeker, so probably wouldn't be a big issue for him. He only has 1 fire energy in the discard pile, and we would force a lot of energies to be discarded. But wow, he just attaches from his hand. And what does his first attack do? 30 and a flip for 30 more, so not really relevant. And the Assault Vest is not going to be relevant either. At least the damage we do prevent from Flame Screen will make it so that he has to discard 4 energy off of his Entei. So that's definitely helpful, but it's not game breaking. And we actually draw another DCE. So I'm gonna draw my first 2 cards. Wow, 2 not helpful cards at all. Wow, yikes. We're in a lot of trouble. If he has just the 1 energy, we lose. That's all he needs to win right now. Yikes. Man. This will be really bad here. I mean, gonna thin out my deck, I guess. But he only needs 1 more energy to win. Or a Verse Seeker. I'm gonna Flame Screen. And is that game? He's not attaching yet. Oh, and I should have attached a fire energy for sure. That was my bad. because now we're gonna miss out on the KO unless I can do that again. Yeah, he's gonna Blacksmith, attach and win, unless he misplays, which he went for the Blacksmith. He has an energy, so I guess it took him a long time to realize he had the win there. He was counting and everything, but yeah, 50 times 4, that's 200, minus the 30 we prevent, that's 180, more than enough to get the KO and the win. Oh, 170, sorry. So we unfortunately lose pretty quickly, and that's the second game today. So we're gonna find a third game. Pretty frustrating to lose that way, but hey. Now you might have seen a skip in the video before this match. It's not that I'm selecting which matches I show or not, and you can see just by the ladder that shows, or by my coin count, I didn't play any games between the first game and the second game. It's just the first game was so quick that I didn't want to. I wanted to play 2 full games, but that's two quick games, and I'm running a bit out of time to record, so it's gonna be a 3 games video. But as you saw earlier, the first 2 games we won pretty quickly and then we lost pretty quickly. So hopefully this one goes a lot better. It should, because our starting hand is a lot better for sure. I mean, we are guaranteed to Shaman. We do have an Ultra Ball, so we're not gonna get benched out, most definitely, this time around. Now, let's see here. What are we facing? My opponent has a lot of basic Pokemon. And, okay, it's Miltank, Raichu, Crobat, Bronzong. So, right off the bat, I want to conserve my Parallel City. I was considering keeping it in my hand. And also, Assault Vest is going to be pretty important here. Very, very important. And I would actually love to attach 2 to a single Entei here. Now, I'm gonna save my Stadium so that I can counter his Stadium. Do I want the Muscle Band? Yeah, I do, instead of the Verse Seeker. Now, he can't get a turn 1 KO on us, so doing this is pretty safe. What I would love to see is for him to play a Skyfield. That would be like absolute best case scenario. Now I'm gonna Acrobike once more. That's a tough decision, but I think I have to get the TCE. Although I could. Do I take the Lysander? No, because I can't Lysander and Blacksmith, and I've already used my supporter this time around. Now I'm gonna attach, and I'm gonna play another Shaman for 2 more cards. I really need to guarantee the Blacksmith next turn. And wow, still no Blacksmith. Yikes. Okay, is it worth it? We saw the 3rd Shaman is priced. So I think this is all I'm gonna do for now. I mean, we will 2-hit KO that Miltank, so it's not the end of the world that we don't have an energy or the Blacksmith, but what we really need is a follow-up Entei. Now, he does go for a Birch turn 1, which is usually pretty bad if you flip tails, but he does flip heads. So my opponent is definitely in a good position, and my ideal, like, I like to win easily, but for the videos and for me to show you guys what goes on and everything, I really enjoy the longer games and the more drawn out games and all of that, because those are definitely a lot more worth it. Now, he does play the Skyfield, which is great for us. I am going to reduce the damage I do to that Miltank, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal, because he will be forced to discard an important Pokemon right here, and I do top deck the Blacksmith. So he will be forced to either discard a Pikachu, which means 1 less attacker, Zubat, which means no damage counters, or Bronzong, which means no basic energy, at least for the meantime. And because he will get rid of Shaman, that's something that's for sure. Now I'm wondering if I should though. If I should attach that. Okay, here I'm going to Ultra Ball away the 2 fire energy. And I'm going to get another Entei. Oh, the third Shaman wasn't priced. That was my bad. Gonna get the Entei. I'm gonna bench it. I am going to Blacksmith here. 2 energy. I don't think he will be able to KO us. So we should be okay. I will attach this. And I think I want to wait for him to bench more Pokemon in order to play the stadium. I could get a KO here, but I don't think I need to. I think I can wait because I don't want Raichu just coming up and KOing me. So I'm gonna Flame Screen here. I'd rather 2-hit KO the Miltank with 2 Flame Screens and prevent damage than go for the stadium play right now. And by doing so, we actually prevent a Crobat drop instead of a Golbat, so I'm content with that. He will probably go for a Sycamore here, and now, oh no, he goes for Birch. And now that he has attached 2 TCEs, and he flips on our heads, very nice, he will probably get rid of Shaman or Bronzor, and look at that, he's benching 2 Zubats, so that's pretty amazing. I'm very glad we waited. Now I want him, yep, even though we will limit the damage we do right now, I really don't mind that. Yep, that's the right way I want it. So he will have to discard 4 Pokemon. He immediately gets rid of Bronzor, so he gets rid of Shaman as well, and 2 Zubats. That's amazing for us. Like, I cannot state how amazing that is for us. I do have the AC, yep. So I'm gonna use this Verseeker into an AC because we do have a lot of energy in play, and I do need more cards. And I would love to get some Assault Vests onto my Enteis. So even if we don't KO Miltank here, it's really not a big issue. Now I do get the second Muscle Band to potentially KO Miltank. Is that something I want to do? He hasn't evolved into Raichu, and for him to get a KO, he would need 2. I would be preventing 30 damage and have 110 HP left, so he would need a Stadium and 4 more basic Pokemon. So I do think it's worth it to take the KO right now with Flame Screen. I could have taken the KO with Heat Tackle and saved my Muscle Band, but I think we're gonna be taking more KOs with Heat Tackle afterwards onto Raichus or Crobats, and he has no way to prevent that KO from happening. Even with an Assault Vest, the damage would be reduced to exactly 90, so I think we're pretty safe here in spending those 2 Muscle Bands. He does evolve to Crobat, so now he only needs to do 80 damage, which means a Stadium, and wow, he actually attaches to Crobat, and he uses a Judge. So yeah, out of 4 cards, it's going to be very difficult for him to get enough to KO Entei. So he'll probably have to snipe something on the bench. He does get a Shaman though, so that's step 1 in getting the KO with Raichu. Now we were pretty fortunate in that we drew the Lysander, and wow, he just concedes. Okay. So I think that will be all for today, guys. 3 pretty quick games, but that is what happens with this deck. I'm really sad that my opponent conceded that previous game, but hey, what are you gonna do? Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow in Spanish or on Friday in English. And please, please, please don't forget to like my video. I really would love it. Or leave a comment or whatever you want to do, but share it, subscribe, like the video. Anything and every little bit helps. So Thank you guys, and see you next time. Bye bye.